well. I didn't have any issues with this whole thing to out. Simple as that. So back when VidCon happened, I actually did break this GoPro display. So there's no way for me to get the footage off the actual camera, and I haven't even peeled. But what I did recently was I got one of these. Display doesn't work, but how cool is that? So, broke the front, fixed the back of it. Oh, it's so much fun being able to see it. Oh, it looks gigantic when you use this fisheye lens. Make the pizza.
It looks really big, yeah.
I've been wanting to put something on this. No idea. I never write on it enough. Any ideas? One other thing to do. The only thing that they could have done with this is they could have actually put a button on to delete all of the footage off of it. But I had to individually delete every single clip off. But it only took a few minutes. Problem solved. And then today's calendar thing is actually... I haven't drawn it yet. Get it? Because he's a movie monster. I swear I did that in like 2 minutes. While it's within my reach, I actually have a giant steak. Speaking of monster movies, quite a coincidence. It's actually a hockey stick, I think. It was a hockey stick. In middle school, we made these giant gliders out of wood in, I think it was tech class, and we made them, and then we used this giant rubber band, and we went out in the field to slingshot them. Sounds safe. Absolutely. Out in the middle of the field with the giant rubber bands, and they were doing these loop-de-loops, and I can't believe nobody got hit in the head. The stuff you remember from memories that you have. To share some of this article I wrote yesterday. The origin of my focus on constant variables actually comes from BioShock Infinite. It's a video game. It's kind of ridiculous. You'd think so, but I look at every story as having equal value, and this one really struck my perspective. You write your life story, right? You write your life story and the choices that you make, but I think that life writes you. There are inevitable occurrences out of your control, and all you can do is sort of respond to it. Unless you define your life story by choices you make, life writes your story too. You're told where to go by the story, by life. Not always by our choices, because there are things outside of our control. But within the constant we all face to varying degrees, which is the inevitable heat death of the universe, or death, whatever you want to call it, we are the variables, and we can actually create a story within that finite story that we all share. There are stories grounded in reality that are told by choice, and then there are stories in our heads which greatly vary and may not match reality at all. The mind movie. People really live there. Some people just don't notice how their response to life tells the story that they show to other people. You know, the puzzle of life is put together differently, but we all meet the same sort of demise in a way, which is just the way it is. Despite our efforts, a story is being told in every single moment inside of other stories. There's a story of me graduating, there's a story of me going through this phase and this phase and this phase, but that's just a part of a spectrum. There's really always a story going on, even as I'm saying this on camera. This is my time and my effort and my interpretation. Stories must be constant to happen, and we really have no control over stopping and starting the main one, which is grounded in reality, the one that's being told at this very moment right now when you're watching this. Sure, we can create finite stories like this one, and we can chop timelines, and we can write books, but that doesn't stop interpretation or the fact that we are ongoing projects at every given moment. Real life is only the direction of our sail, sort of. We're sort of ongoing projects, and the wind is always blowing, and then who knows what happens after we turn into stardust. I don't know. It's kind of magical. The end of the puzzle may never change, but how we tell it does. And I think a wonderful thing about life is that it never forces to understand everything going on. It never forces you to understand everything that's happening. You can willy-nilly persist in folly. The puzzle is there for you to be curious about and engage to understand, but you actually don't have to. You can float and run around and persist in folly and never engage fully with the truth of what the hell is going on right now. Because we know a lot of people actually don't. Some of us just enjoy it. We don't always understand it. We don't have to understand it to enjoy it. That's the best part. Similarly to how people can actually enjoy a video game or a book or a story and never truly connect all the dots and never reach that complexity of understanding in how they've gotten where they are or why they've gotten where they are. Is that where kids are when they're young, possibly? They don't really know anything yet, so they're just innate curiosity and joy, but at the same time, they can turn the other cheek very easily. I don't know. Not the path I prefer, persisting in folly, but it's still an enjoyable one with less engagement in what is. Is there really any less engagement and joy in that sort of way kids are in not understanding the whole story? I don't think so. It could be the same joy I feel in depth and awareness and presence of what's actually happening and understanding it and connecting all the dots versus a kid who's 2 who knows how to dance without even knowing the concept of dancing. I think if we're ready and willing to be present And we can engage deeply and intimately with the truths of reality and in this wondrous, unsolvable puzzle of life. It's here. It's not something to be fixed and solved and find answers for, but we're here. It's something to be engaged with, played with, seen, understood, enjoyed. You made it. Here you are. This is life. What are you going to do with it? Something positive? Something miraculous? You're going to understand? You're going to enjoy it? You're going to poke your light? Say hi to a camera? Create something? The miracle of life is yours. Battery's going to die. I got low battery. It's going to go. All this too shall pass. Probably have to charge it then, because then I have to chop all this up. 5 minutes! Alright. What are you creating? What are you doing? What's interesting? What are you interested in? Interested people are interesting. I think that does about for today. I think that does it about for it today. I think that about does it for today. Spoonerism. Keeping you, DFTBA, everybody Palka.